Well, first off, what it tells us is the level of chaos that this surprise incursion by Ukraine within Russian territory created in Moscow. Now, when Moscow announces those counter-terrorism operation, it means that authorities will have extended powers, decision powers, and also power, for example, to evacuate tens of thousands of people. You've mentioned this figure of 76,000 civilians being evacuated from the front line. We have to imagine what it means in terms of logistics as well, but also how chaotic and how confusing this must be on the Russian side, because it is the first time that the war, the Russo-Ukrainian war, is coming within Russian territory. So that says a lot about how unprepared Russia was for those incursions that took everybody by surprise, not just Russia, but also international observers, commentators. Nobody was expecting that move from Ukraine. It's the fifth day of fighting, and it goes on. According to the Institute for the Study of War, which is an international think tank based in Washington, this fighting continuing up to 25 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border within the Russian territory, with Russia drawing in reserve troops as well to try and respond to those incursions. We had talked about the strategies, the possible strategies by Kiev, which were to divert some attention from the front line and also to maybe have some bargaining power if it manages to retain those territories, should negotiations come between the two countries at some stage.
And Emmanuelle, right now you are joining us from Kramatorsk in Donetsk. That is the oblast, the region which has experienced that blast on a shopping center. That was just yesterday. It killed several people. Just tell us about the situation on the front lines for Ukraine, because as much as they're going into Kursk, they still have to defend their own sovereign territory from the Russian invasion.
Absolutely. And to give you an idea, you've mentioned I was in Kramatorsk this morning, early in the morning, towards 6 a.m. Kramatorsk was shelled. It woke everyone up this morning. Several explosions. One person died because a critical infrastructure was hit, a power station. Most likely, several people were injured. Last night in Konstantinivka, which is just half an hour's drive away from where I am and where I went yesterday to bear witness, 14 people died, 43 people were injured when a supermarket and a post office were hit by a Russian missile. And just this afternoon, I was going through Liman when it was also bombed by Russia. You could see columns of dark smoke. So the war is very much a daily reality for Ukrainians who have been bearing the brunt of this war, waged by Moscow. And here too you have evacuations. Yesterday I was reporting on evacuations taking place in the Pokrovsk direction. That is one of the hotspots of the front line there. Also thousands of people, children as well, are fleeing the advances of the Russian troops, and there civilians at least cannot feel yet any effect that those Kursk incursions may have on this front line.